Yesterday was World Heart Day, a global reminder that our hearts are not just symbols of love and life, they are engines that keep us going, and caring for them is non-negotiable. Every year, millions of people lose their lives to heart disease. Yet, research shows that with the right lifestyle choices, preventive care and timely intervention, many of these deaths can be avoided. Joining us on the health segment this morning is a man at the forefront of that mission, Dr. Casmir Ezenwa Amadi, a consultant cardiologist at the Lagos University Teaching Hospital, LUTH, and senior lecturer at the College of Medicine, University of Lagos. With years of experience in preventive cardiology and a deep passion for helping people understand how to protect their hearts, he will be unpacking this year's theme, which is Don't Miss a Beat. He will also be shedding light on practical ways to keep our hearts healthy and offering expert advice on how Nigerians can lower their risks. Welcome, Dr. Casmir Amadi. You can join the conversation and call us on 02016352013 or 09024163440, or tweet to us at TVC Connect using the hashtag YourViewTVC. Dr. Casmir, are you there?
Yeah, thank you very much. I'm live. Good morning.
Yes.
Thanks for inviting me.
You're welcome to the show, sir. Don't Miss a Beat is this year's heart celebration day, and I would like to ask, what does Don't Miss a Beat really mean for the average Nigerian?
Okay, yeah, like you said, this year's theme is Don't Miss Any Heartbeat. It can be looked at from two perspectives. Let me start with the perspective of the doctor. It encourages us to be more vigilant in looking for the warning signs of impending heart disease or stroke. Most times these warning signs are very subtle, like chest pain, like dizziness, like palpitations. So it calls for eternal vigilance on the part of the doctors to look out for these signs so that we can prevent heart disease and stroke. Because we all know heart disease and stroke are preventable. Now, for the general public, for the lay people, it calls, it's a reminder that every year cardiovascular disease and stroke cut people down in their prime, take away life. For those who are not taken away from these two conditions, they live with impairment, they live with disability. So it encourages them to be aware that stroke and heart disease can kill or can maim or can disable. So they should be aware, they should go for screening, they should adopt measures that will enable them to stay safe from heart disease and stroke, and adopt preventive measures as well that will make sure that, all through the life course, they are free of cardiovascular disease and stroke. So it can be looked from two perspectives.
All right.
Okay, so I've been wanting to ask this question, right? I noticed that they always encourage us to exercise, and I've heard of someone who died while exercising, and they said it was his heart, that the heart was beating faster than normal. And I thought when you exercise and your heart beats faster than normal, is actually a good thing. What do you think? What happened?
Yes, you are correct. You're correct. Some people die while exercising, and it comes from many points. One, there are some heart conditions that body will have, and they are not bit of play. Most of them had a heart condition that should make them not exercise in the first place. It's called hypertrophic cardiomyopathy. It's an inherited disease condition that affects heart muscle. So for such people, they are not meant to exercise. But for those who have general heart disease, exercise can be programmed in such a way that it is beneficial. When you go beyond that threshold, the person may have a risk of either getting into trouble or slumping and dying. So for exercise, we also ask people to walk the little you can. But if you want to go to program exercises like they do in the gyms and in the health clubs, it is good to have a doctor certify you fit for the various exercises that the gym house can offer you.
Okay.
For empirical exercise like brisk walk, and brisk walk will be okay, lawn tennis, those small but simple exercises are safe. But when you want to do really intense exercise, please get the advice of a doctor who will examine you possibly a cardiologist who will examine you, look at your heart structure and function, do your ECG, and be able to advise to what level you should exercise. And there's also a formula which guides people. Now, if you are walking on a treadmill or an exercise bicycle that can count out your heart rate, we say subtract your age from 220. 220 is a constant, so you remove your age from 220. That the value gives you your maximum heart rate that you should not exceed while exercising. Let me explain. Let me give you an example. If somebody is 50 years of age and they want to exercise, say on a treadmill, 50 from 220 is 170. That means while they're exercising, 170 should be their target heart rate. When you get to this target heart rate, you are meant to be slowing down. Because above 170, for the 50-year-old, the heart might overfire, the heart might get overexcited, and not fill efficiently with blood, supply with blood. And that may lead to some, dire consequences.
That's
so
interesting
generally
to know.
speaking, start slow.
Wow. So I just did that now.
You're not supposed to go beyond 50, Abby.
No, my name is 155.
No.
I actually did
your
65.
Age from 220. Your age from 220.
Yes.
Your age
Minus
as a number.
Yeah.
My age minus 220.
Yes.
I got 155.
So you shouldn't go beyond.
You shouldn't go beyond one.
Do you usually
Your
get to
heart
155?
rates
I
shouldn't
get
go
to
beyond.
151.
Oh,
Yes, you should go beyond 65 ideally.
Okay.
So if I get to
And then we don't
160, I've gotten
jump
to
to
160 before.
165 or to your target immediately you start exercise.
Dangerous.
If you start exercise and under 1 minute or two you hit that target, there's also a problem. So enjoy the exercise, let it run in gradually until you hit your target. And once you hit your target, you start slowing down. We also advise when you want to start exercise to start with warm-ups, loosening, stretching before you start the main thing. Most people jump into exercise when the heart is not ready. That can also lead to some issues. Most people stop abruptly, without cooling off period. That's also not good. These are some of the issues that can lead to
Information
those
is
dire
power.
consequences.
So you're saying, let's say I exercise and I get up to 155 and then I stop abruptly. My heart rate will just fly down.
Yeah.
We hang.
That's dangerous. Yeah. Right?
Yes, when you get to a point where either you have chest pain or shortness of breath, that's so much, you start slowing down. In fact, there's what we call the box scale, where that measures your level of exertion while exercising. 8 is a very, very, high threshold. So when you exercise and you begin to have chest pain or do shortness of breath, please start slowing down. No matter what the gym instructor tells you, start slowing down.
Okay.
At
Very
least if
important.
you can't see a cardiologist, use that as a guide. Exercising your heart. Slowing down. Start reducing the amount of the intensity of the exercise. And these are all rules of the thumb to guide people while they're exercising.
Amazing.
So, sir, I wanted to ask about some heart conditions that might be disguising as that can lead to heart attacks and everything, because I've heard of arrhythmia, like when people's breathing ceases a little bit while their heart function, maybe the heart function is pausing intermittently. I've also read about palpitation, that some people have palpitation. Are there pre-existing conditions that might make one more prone to a heart-related issue as one gets older?
Are you there, Dr. Amadi?
Yes, I'm here. I think I lost connectivity. Please go ahead with your question again.
Okay, sir, I was asking about pre-existing health conditions like arrhythmia, palpitation. Could those things affect long-term health challenges, or could they lead to long-term health challenges?
Absolutely. Palpitation or arrhythmia is not a good thing. It's like your house, sparking, electrical connections in your house sparking. That's usually what happens with heart and palpitations or arrhythmias. So if there's arrhythmia and it's not looked after, it can shut that down. It can lead to sudden death. So arrhythmia can cause death. So someone who has arrhythmia should be properly looked after, should be properly treated by the doctor. We have smart remedies, we have smart drugs that can deal with arrhythmia, and the patient will live, long. And sometimes we put some devices in the heart, some batteries, some transformers that, or circuit breakers in the heart that prevent the arrhythmia from causing catastrophic events for the individual.
Please, can you explain the arrhythmia for those that do not
understand what it
means?
Okay, yes, arrhythmia means awareness of your heartbeat. Ideally, the way God wired us, we're not supposed to be aware of our heartbeat. Heartbeat is an involuntary, event which the individual is not aware of and shouldn't be aware of. By the time you're aware that the heart is beating, it's called an arrhythmia, or what you call palpitations. Your heart is beating, to the point you are becoming aware of it. When that is an issue, there may be some clinical conditions, there may be some medical reasons why that should happen or why that is happening. When you see your doctor, he will examine you after taking a history, do an ECG, do all sorts of cardiac tests and evaluation to be able to know the type of arrhythmia you have and offer medications that control the arrhythmia. The arrhythmia sometimes may be advanced that you may need some devices in the heart like circuit breakers to prevent the arrhythmia from causing death. So it is something that is, a big, symptom in cardiology and cardiovascular practice, and something that we have, proper solutions, for. So anybody who has palpitations, should see the doctor, so the doctor can properly evaluate the palpitations and offer remedy. Not all palpitations mean, heart disease, sometimes anxiety, use of caffeine, cola nuts can give palpitations. Use of energy drinks can also give palpitations. These ones are not in any way harmful.
Dr. Amadi,
but they need to be properly. You need to properly, Hello.
Yes. So I want
can you
please
describe what the palpitations feel like?
Please, I didn't hear you clearly.
I said, can you please describe what palpitations feel like? Is it like you are hearing your heart beat?
Your heart is beating. You are aware your heart is beating. Your heart is racing. Your heart is skipping beats. You feel your heart is beating to the point you are aware of it. Sometimes it beats into your ears. Sometimes your heart skips beat as if there's a drop. The heart beats in a rhythm, like a rhythm. So sometimes the heart skips a rhythm, and then that may be a palpitation. People say it's skipping on heartbeat. You can imagine when you are frightened or when something startles you, the way your heart is racing. That's where some palpitations, will also, present. Sometimes the palpitations may be your heart rate is very, very slow. Normal heart rate should be between 60, 70, and up to 80. Sometimes people's heart rate is as low as 40, 50. It's also an arrhythmia. Sometimes people's heart rate is up to 120. It's also an arrhythmia.
What's the ideal?
Skipping a beat. If instead of beating up, it skips a beat or skips 2 beats. And sometimes the person may feel like a tremor in the heart, fluttering. So any of these things, represent palpitations of one kind or the other. Nevertheless, they may be innocuous, they may be innocent, they may not be in any medical condition. What is best to address by your doctor, who will sit down with you, take a proper history, evaluate you, do ECG, run the necessary blood tests, as it were. Then,
Dr. Amadi, what about pains in the chest? What about pains, regular pains in the chest?
Ones, the person will end up, like I said earlier on, with a device in the battery, what we call pacemaker in the heart, that behaves like a circuit breaker, preventing the arrhythmia from going haywire and going riot to cause problems for the heart.
What's the ideal heart rate for a human being?
Dr. Amadi, the ideal heart rate for a human being.
Can you hear us?
Oh,
I can hear you.
Okay.
I can hear you. Can you hear me as well?
The ideal heart rate for a human being?
Now, the textbooks and the internet will tell you it's between 60 and 100, the normal heart rate. That's an assumption.
Okay.
For us as cardiologists, any heart rate, normal heart rate should be between 60 and 70. We don't want anybody's heart rate to be above 70, max 80. A heart that's beating beyond 80 is a struggling heart. The heart won't be able to, fill up with blood to eject. So the lower, the better. That's why athletes have heart rate as low as 40, 50, because they need a lower heart rate for the heart to feel properly to be able to perform, their athletic activity. So for everybody, heart rate should be between 60 and 70, max 80. For us as cardiologists, anybody whose heart rate is in the 80s, we will find a way to, slow it down a little bit. so that we reduce the wear and tear
of the heart.
pattern.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting here talking to you, and I measured my heart.
What is it beating?
And it's 76.
Okay.
It's okay.
That's fair.
Nothing above 80.
Shouldn't be above 80.
Yes, so this is fair. 80, I think 80, beyond 80, we would want to find out why it's beating that much. Most times, the reason why people's heart beats beyond the threshold is maybe anxiety. You walk into a hospital, you're seeing the doctor with his white coat, you're seeing the nurses, you're seeing all sorts of gadgets. That would cause some sort of anxiety. Your sympathetic nervous system goes into overdrive, the heart starts beating pa 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 pa.
Yeah.
When you leave that place, you come down again, the heart rate drops.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Dr. Casmir Amadi, for joining us on the show today to share with us. I'm sure we've learned a lot when it when it concerns our hearts and how we can, live more healthy and make sure that our hearts are beating properly. I wish we could have more time with you so that you give us some tips on lifestyle aside from exercise. We know exercise and diet. What are the things we can do to ensure that our heart is beating well and we're able to live long till 120, 130 years, 140 years. But thank you so much, Dr. Casmir. That's all we can take on the show today. Thank you so much, ladies, for your contributions. We'll see you again for another lovely show tomorrow. Bye-bye now.